You know the TV program Dancing with the Stars? Well, recently in the spring, there was a dancer on the show. She was a deaf actress, and her name was Marlee Matlin. So she was dancing on the show, and all my hearing friends would come up to me and say, "Deaf people can dance." And I would look at them like they were crazy, and I'd say, "Well, of course, they're deaf. In the deaf community, there's a group of people who can dance, and there's a group of people who can't dance." It's the same as in the hearing community. There's a group of people who can dance, and there's a group of people who can't dance. But this made me look back to when I was in school. I went to a deaf school. I was around 15, and every year we'd have a special event, and that was the spring ball dance. Everyone had to be involved in the dance, which meant we had to practice. So we started practicing 2 months before. And for the first month, the girls and boys were separated. So of course, was involved in, or I was in the boys group. And we all imagined our teacher to be this French lady with beautiful hair, and she was thin, and she had a tutu, and she did ballet moves. But really, that's not what it was at all. Really, it actually ended up being our PE teacher. Our PE teacher was a woman. And she looked like she was from Russia because she was big. She probably weighed about 250 pounds. She was a big woman. Her name was Mrs. Baker, but our name sign for her was this because she had a blubbery chin. She dressed in overalls, but not pants overalls. They were dress overalls, and she had basketball socks that were rolled up, and tennis shoes. And she had a wooden stick that she would use to teach with. And so what happened was is she separated the boys in one line and half the boys in another line. And they came together to practice dancing, and there was a big confrontation because they were fighting over who was going to lead. Oh, and then the teacher, she slammed her stick on the ground, and everyone jumped up and looked at her. So she slammed her stick on the ground, and all the students jumped up and looked at her. And she said, okay, you line of boys, you're going to lead today, and you're going to lead tomorrow. So they said, okay. So we all started practicing, and we, of course, had to understand rhythm. We learned the foxtrot and the waltz, and we had to understand rhythm. You know, we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So she would teach us rhythm by using the stick, and she would count 1, 2, 3, 4. But the problem was, I don't know, maybe she was emotional or something, is that on the 4th count she would bang the stick really hard on the ground. So she would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the students would be dancing. And as soon as she hit the stick really hard on the 4th count, all the students would jump up. So they'd be dancing, going 1, 2, 3, 4, and jump up.